It's time for What's Your Favorite on the WDW Reflections Podcast.
This is called What's Your Favorite? Each week, one of our hosts brings with them a question to ask the other two guys. Those two hosts don't know the questions ahead of time, ahead of us recording this segment, and they must answer the question on the spot. So this week, my buddy Ron is taking the wheel of What's Your Favorite? And if he's ready to ask, Tony and I are ready to answer. So Ron, what have you got for this week's What's Your Favorite?
Yeah, this is I promise, this is my favorite segment. I look forward to the question every week, and I look forward to coming up with the question for you guys when it's my turn. So this week's What's Your Favorite is going to stick with today's theme, actually, of what we talked about, and that is what's your favorite event? Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party or Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party?
Whew. Okay, let's see. So I'm gonna put them on the scales. You get lots and lots of trick-or-treat candy at Mickey's Not So Scary, but you get all the cookies and hot chocolate you can eat and drink at the Mickey's Very Merry. I will say I've been to both of them. I've been to both of them a couple of times. I went to the Very Merry, the first time I went to it, it was actually a little chilly. It was in December, and chilly for Florida. Right. So it was actually a little chilly. We were wearing sweatshirts and stuff, and not shorts, but sweatshirts and jeans. So the hot chocolate was actually a welcomed beverage. I actually enjoyed having lots of hot chocolate. Probably drank 3 or 4 of them that night. On the other hand, I've been to Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party in a typical December day in Florida, and we were wearing shorts and t-shirts, and it was probably, I don't know, like 78 degrees or something, close to 80 degrees when we were at the party. And let me tell you, Dewey does not enjoy a hearty cup of hot chocolate when it's 80 degrees outside. I did not have any hot chocolate that night. So I was drinking water with my free Disney Mickey's Very Merry cookies. So based upon that, based upon what I know about the weather, and look, I love the party, I love the parade. Look, one of the best things in all of Disney is the toy soldiers at the Christmas parade. I love those toy soldiers. My son, when he was 2 or 3 years old, man, that was his favorite. He loved those toy soldiers. So I really do love the Christmas parade. I love the Very Merry Christmas Party. I love the snow that falls down on you on Main Street. But just if I am going to pick a favorite, really the only way I can say one is better than the other would have to be based upon that one time I didn't drink any hot chocolate because it was 80 degrees in December. So for that reason alone, because they're both great, for that reason alone, I'm going to pick as my favorite Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. That's mine.
Dewey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. What about you, Tony?
I would have to actually go the other way. I actually had such a good time at the Very Merry Christmas Party. I think I went to 2 of them. But I think the very first one was that time that the group that we all met at.
I was going to say, I was thinking that we saw each other at that party.
Yes. And that was such a fun time, a fun night. My memories of what it was like, I think that was the day that 2 of our members had gotten engaged, I believe. Mm-hmm. And it was just fun standing on Main Street watching the snow, and one of the people who we were with had kids with them who had never seen snow before, and they went crazy over the fact that it was snowing on Main Street.
Don't tell them it's soap.
Yeah. And the hot chocolate, of course, is very memorable. The march of the.
If I remember right, it was pretty cool that.
It was
right?
kind of cool.
Yeah, I thought so.
the March of the Wooden Soldiers, in addition to the rest of the characters. I think it gets you into that very festive mood. If I could go down there at the beginning of December every year for that, I would do that. I think my vote goes to the Very Merry Christmas Parade.
That's awesome. So this is really difficult for me because my memories of both are so awesome. Both parties were fun. One was obviously for us, it was during an October trip, and then the Mickey's Not So Merry Christmas, or sorry, Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party.
You said not so merry.
Yeah, no. The Christmas party was the first week of December, which amazingly was a very, I don't know what it is like now, but then was a very perfect time to go because the Thanksgiving holiday had just ended.
Yeah.
And it was prior to people being out for Christmas. So the crowds were very light, though if my memory is serving me well, which it may not be, the Mickey's Christmas party seemed a bit crowded compared to the parks during the day. That being said, both were just so much fun. And you got all the cookies and hot chocolate. Christmas is just, as so many people, favorite holiday, and just so joyful, and just everybody is in that very giving, generous, just so much good about Christmas, right? It's tough for me. I'm trying to find a differential to make one better over the other, and I think we have to hold that you have to choose. You can't say it's a tie. I'm going to hold myself to that, and just say I think for this one, because there's some unique thing. Just for here's what I'm going to make the decision on. The uniqueness of the Not So Scary Halloween party and the opening of the parade, because you don't see that any other time. The Headless Horseman galloping down is probably one of my favorite things that I've seen at Disney, and it just was so unique. I think that's why I'm going to choose Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. That being said, so we've got 2 for the Halloween party and 1 for the Christmas party. Mine, though, could change tomorrow. If you ask me tomorrow, it could definitely change. But I will say one of these events that I don't even know that they do it anymore, but if I had added it to the mix, there was a princess pirate party that we got to experience. I'm telling you, there was no one in this park, and my daughters were made over by every cast member. We literally walked on every ride, and we felt like we had the park. It was almost eerie how much we had the park to ourselves, and that will never be something that I forget. And that was so cool.
Yeah, it's almost too close to call for Mickey's Not So Scary and Mickey's Very Merry. Those are almost too close to call. The photo finish there.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks, Ron. That was a pretty good question for this week's What's Your Favorite?
What's your favorite? Let us know in the comments below. Listen to the complete show on your favorite podcast streaming services, now including Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Find us online at WDW Reflections Podcast. Tune in each week for a new episode of What's Your Favorite? Here on the WDW Reflections Podcast.